Hello and welcome back to Heart and Soul's Yoga Life channel. My name is Henrike, and today I want to discuss with you why it is important to embrace your darkness, all those negative, ugly, not very pretty feelings that we have on the inside, rather than always trying to fix things and be happy and jolly and chirpy, but not truly real with yourself. There is a saying that goes, pain is real, but suffering is optional. And I would like to argue the case with you that suffering often arises not because we have darkness in us, but because we are not truly listening and we're not willing to be present with it. Life is full of dualities. Life here on earth as a human isn't just all light and happy and great. There's always gain and loss. There is light and darkness. There's happiness and sadness and peaceful times and angry times. So all of that is constant ups and downs. And what we're trying to achieve here is not to become the perfect happy facade, but to become happy, wholesome, integrated beings that can deal with whatever comes our way in a resourceful and positive, equipoised way. So rather than going out and trying to fix things and to gloss them over, let's look at how we can work with our darker sides rather than against them. What we're doing usually in our society is everything is fast-paced, so we need to fix it, make it go away. And if we can't do that, we're trying to dull ourselves down, numb our feelings, distract ourselves. And some people do that with alcohol and drugs, some people by partying, some people by constantly distracting ourselves through social media and TV or going out and partying. There's a million ways, and we've all done it. But does it really serve us? No, it doesn't, because those things keep bubbling back up, and the more we stuff them down, the further they build and eventually overwhelm us and come out in really bad ways, like a big anxiety attack, a big blow up with partners or friends, or, for example, a burnout. So that doesn't really help. Recently, I heard an interesting example of that when somebody I was coaching whose mum had passed away just a few weeks previous was really distraught and frustrated with herself why she couldn't move on, focus back on her business and get on with her life, why she was still so sad and so upset and falling into those dark holes. And the interesting thing was, not so much like, why can't you fix it, but why do you expect yourself to be fine just 2 weeks after an unexpected event due to COVID? Suddenly your mom is gone where you thought you probably had another 10, 20, 30 years with her. And how come that you have an expectation of yourself to just be fine again? Allow yourself to feel things and give yourself the time to grieve. And yes, of course, don't put your life entirely on hold, but work with who you are, work with what is coming up rather than trying to stuff it away. There can be an element of spiritual bypassing when we are trying to only live the light and not look at the darkness. You might have seen an interview we did recently with our friend, therapist, yoga teacher, Suraj. And we were talking for half an hour about spiritual bypassing and how people are trying to present as these perfect beings, and we've all done that as well, only living the positive side of ourselves while denying that there are darker, negative feelings within. So how can we embrace this other side of ourselves and bring it back to light so we can create true wholeness? The secret actually lies in our feminine energy and in our almost motherly, nurturing energy that we all have within ourselves, which is all about being present, listening, being compassionate, being kind, and being willing to just hold space without expectations. When you look at a negative feeling, for example, sadness, for example, stress and fear, you can almost look at it like a little 4-year-old child, like a child that is coming and tugging on your sleeve, wanting to talk to you. And if you do what we do a lot in our society and just try to push it away, what is a 4-year-old going to do? It's probably going to go away and be upset, but then after a short while come back, tug on your sleeve a little bit harder and try again. And so it goes on and on until it will eventually throw a tantrum. So what would a good, nurturing, loving mother do? What would the feminine energy do? Rather than sending the kid away and trying to silence it, it would probably go down on her knees, look this little child in the eyes, and listen and be present and really hear what is going on for that little child. Give it a hug, nurture it, care for it, and allow it to just express all of what's necessary. Probably even ask a few questions like, what do you really need right now? How can I help you? Is there anything else you need, etc.? And when this little child, this negative emotion has fully expressed itself and has been witnessed, and often that doesn't even take very long, that can just be a few minutes, but when it has truly been seen, you will find that a little child will then usually go on back to what it was doing before, have a play, talk to its friends, etc., and just move on. And it's the same thing with those negative feelings. Once they have been witnessed, they often dissipate and release, and then you can get on with actually finding solutions to what you need to solve. So be willing to just be with what is an art that in our society we have lost to a high degree, especially if you have a fast-paced job, especially if you're constantly busy and stressed. Being with what is, rather than numbing it and just have a drink to take the edge off, or switch on TV or social media to, zone out. So be your own parent in that sense, with love and curiosity and kindness. Bad feelings, we sometimes call them our demons, but in truth, they are often messengers for something that lies underneath that we have denied. So for example, if you are in a job that makes you unhappy, if you are in a job that makes you feel stressed, you might wonder why for weeks and months, even years sometimes, you might be feeling awful. And some people even, pop a pill every now and then as a pick-me-up to be able to perform and be presenting that happy face that they haven't had in a while. But truly, if you're willing to slow things down and listen, you might find that you just have been going against your own nature, going against your own happiness, going against who you truly are for way too long. In that way, these feelings are pointers that are almost like a stop sign to tell you, hello, listen, wait, hang on. You are off track. Your track is your pathway to happiness, where things align with who you are, where you are living your truth, you are able to speak your truth, and you are surrounded by people that are really, truly supportive of you. Stop. You are in a place you don't want to be, and if you're going down that alternative path, you are going to run into more trouble and unhappiness. So rather than pushing those feelings away and silencing them, thank them for being here as pointers to tell you that you are off track and basically out of integrity with who you truly are. What we resist persists. If you are resisting facing those feelings, they will keep coming back with a vengeance. So make sure that you parent yourself lovingly, that you switch into your feminine energy, and that you are ready and willing to be present with all of who you are, with all that is inside of yourself. Even the darkest side of you hold beauty, and if you're willing to listen to the messages, they are usually your biggest steps forward. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful and allows you to step out of, your rigid idea potentially of who you need to be in order to be happy. If you find value in our programs, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to get notifications when our next video comes out. Thank you very much, and see you soon.